Hey there people, how's it going, and welcome to a new Gold Gun video in my Black Ops 2 Gold Gun series. Today we're having a look at the Vector K10. Now we've gone through the shotguns and we did start to go through the LMGs, however I decided to mix it up a little bit. Number one, because I was getting a bit bored of using the LMGs after getting them all gold, to be honest, and number two, because it was kind of the same old tips. If it's a similar gun and the LMGs aren't really too different, there are some small variances between them, but I went to do the next one. I tend to find it was the same old tips. So I thought I'd mix it up a little bit, go for a submachine gun, a gun that you guys are probably going to actually use, and obviously that I can recommend a slightly different playstyle to what I've been recommending recently and give some different tips. So the Vector K10, the Vector was obviously in Modern Warfare 2, but it was a little bit overlooked in that game because it was low damage, and the UMP was in that game obviously, and that was an absolute beast of a gun, a 3-hit kill submachine gun, which just was awesome with cold-blooded, with silence or anything. So the Vector was overlooked a little bit. Although it could be used, I did use it a little bit, but you'd have to be a fool really not to use the UMP in that game if you're going to go with submachine gun. However, in this game, the submachine guns are a lot more balanced. In my opinion, there's no real gun that absolutely dominates. I'd say the only one I'd say is a little bit ahead of the rest is the PDW in terms of submachine guns, but even that got a recent buff, so you know they are working on gun balance, and it's actually well worth using this weapon. It is very similar to Modern Warfare 2. It's got a high fire rate and low damage. But I tend to find that that's not too bad because although it has low damage, it has that low recoil as well, which is very good for a submachine gun when you need to pick people off at range. But like I've said in previous videos, there's not actually too many times in this game that you actually will be seeing people at long range if you play in a specific game style. Don't get me wrong, if you sit at the top of the plane on Turbine, if you sit on the cliffs, then yeah, you're going to see people at long range. But if you use this game style that I am, getting in and around the rocks, going around corners and trying to stick to close quarters combat, you will be able to turn the game into your favor and make the most out of your weapon. I find that's one of the main things that people who struggle don't really do is, you know, maximize the effects of the setup you've got going on to help you, instead of just, you know, not even thinking about it and running around getting kills. And if you don't even think tactically, just tend to have a look at how you play naturally. You know, I tend to play kind of aggressive, and I like to flank the enemy because I know spawns really well because I've been playing Call of Duty a long time. So anyway, let's get into some of the statistics. This is a 4 to 6 shot kill, but it's only a 4-shot kill over a very short range. So like I said, just a second ago, you need to get in and around the enemy, and this whole class setup will revolve around that. However, it does have low recoil and a high fire rate, so you will be able to get those 4 to 6 shots out relatively quickly. I did tend to find, though, I was losing a lot of gunfights where it was a fair gunfight, and by a fair gunfight, what I mean is you both see each other, neither of you have got cover, you're front facing, and you know, you both just pull the trigger. So of course, as with any weapon really, you want to be trying to get everything in your favor, maybe use some cover, make sure you're going in and around them, shooting them in the side, in the back. You want to avoid as many, you know, one-on-one front-on confrontations as possible, but that's the same with any gun, to be honest. Now it does have a really fast reload, so fast mags is not essential, and we'll talk about that a little bit further on the video when we talk about attachments. And kind of like I said earlier, low to moderate recoil, so very manageable. You are going to need to burst over long range, but of course that's to be expected. I mean, everyone bursts over long range, I would have thought, for the most part. If you've played many FPS games, you know how to manage your recoil, hopefully. It does have a slight vertical recoil. There's not much horizontal going on with the recoil, which is pretty good, so it is very manageable as well. So let's talk about the perks I'd recommend and the attachments. I'm going to go with Ghost, Flak Jacket, Tac Mask, and Extreme Conditioning. Now, Ghost I wouldn't use if I'm running with a good party of players, but as you can see in a lot of these clips, I'm running on my own, and I tend to find when you're playing on your own and you don't know the ability of your teammates, the enemy can sometimes get a lot of UAVs, so it's worth running. There are times where I don't find Ghost essential, where, you know, our team's doing really well, we're getting a lot of UAVs, and maybe you could go for just Flak Jacket. Maybe if you like a perk like Toughness or Scavenger, throw Ghost out the window if you're with a team and go for that. But I pretty much always go for Flak Jacket if I'm playing Domination in particular. Maybe TDM kill confirmed, not 100% essential, but I like to play Domination, so for me, Flak Jacket is a must. Now, Tac Mask and Extreme Conditioning are two actually very favourable perks to use with this gun as well. Extreme Conditioning because, like I said, you want to be getting in and around the enemy, so that means you want to be in the enemy spawn. So when you spawn, you want to get over to their spawn as quick as possible. Now, that mainly counts for Domination. Other game modes where the spawns aren't as fixed, that is a little bit different. You might not need that. So either extreme conditioning or attack insert if you've got one, so that when you spawn, you can be in and around the enemy and as close to them as possible, because this gun that suits being close to the enemy when you're trying to shoot them. And also I've got Tac Mask there, just because Tac Mask, I just find it so awesome. There are just so many stuns and shock charges and all these kind of things in the game that I just love running around knowing that I just don't even have to think about it. And as soon as I take Tac Mask off, I really, really start to notice it. So any of you that aren't running that, I would highly recommend unlocking that one or getting yourself to a rank to make sure that you've got it. One thing I will say as well that is really useful, although I hate recommending it, but it's just so beast that I have to share it with you guys, is using EMP grenades and Scavenger. I know I haven't got Scavenger here, but I absolutely love EMP grenades. I didn't have Scavenger unlocked actually. I don't think I was the right rank during a lot of this gameplay. But EMP grenades, man, they just are so beast. They will get you so many points. And yeah, okay, they don't stun the enemy like a flash or a concussion grenade. But for me, flash and tactical grenades are more about finding out where the enemy is than actually stunning them. I don't actually really use them to stun people and shoot them. I use them to find out where people are. And if I can do that and get several hundred points for an assist, destroying tac inserts, destroying bouncing betties, destroying shock charges, that will help as well. Here you can see the extended mag really helped me there. I was down to 8 bullets, so I used 40 bullets on 3 people. Now my accuracy wasn't that bad, so, and that's what, 13 bullets each, so you will actually waste a lot of ammunition. You know, it's 4 to 6 shot kill, but you will waste a lot more in my opinion, even if your accuracy is pretty good. You can see each time I shoot someone, I don't always really get rid of, you know, 6 bullets. It tends to be at least 10. So anyway, the attachments, I'll go over them quickly. Extended clip, because the reload is relatively quick anyway, so fast mags isn't essential. There you can see that reload, really good, especially with a little reload cancel at the end. Well, a reload cheat. I can't actually think what the technical term is, but it's basically where you start sprinting before the reload animation is finished, and it will actually still give you a full reload. And a silencer as well, because although it has got a short damage drop off and it turns to a 6-shot kill weapon quite quickly, I tend to find you'll be shooting a lot of bullets anyway. It's got a real fast fire rate, so you don't really notice the difference with a silencer on the gun anyway. So I give it an 8 out of 10. Very good. Can be troublesome sometimes, but then there's other times where, you know, you'll just absolutely beast with it. I've got a flawless game with it, I think yesterday, which was pretty good. I think it was like 30 for naught or something ridiculous with this gun. So when it's going your way, it's really good. If you're watching this video on Machinima Respawn, be sure to check out my channel. The link for that is in the description. I post these a week earlier over there, as well as loads of other content. And if you are watching this on my channel, thanks for being a frigging boist and being subscribed. Loads of links on screen now. And at the end of the video, if you want to check out more of my stuff. I'll see you guys soon.